You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nichole. It's April.
It is
It's
last day.
chilly one day, hot one day. Can't make up its mind.
I know, it's messing with my body. As you can hear, I'm congested.
I do hear that.
So bear with me. I've got tissue and water close by, but gonna do my best. So I know, speaking of, I just saw this on the news. So, there's Punxsutawney Phil that comes out every year, right? He's the groundhog and he determines if he sees his shadow, whether it's going to be a long winter or short winter or what have you. So in Nevada, or I guess maybe southern Nevada, claims Mojave Max. There's a desert tortoise. And so Mojave Max, he's in his burrow and he's our version of Punxsutawney Phil. And he has not come out of his burrow, apparently. And this is the latest on record that he is not. Last year was the record. He came out on April 24th. And I haven't heard today, but as of yesterday, he has not come out. So I'm not sure if that means like a shorter summer, longer summer, but Mojave Max, I mean, he knows.
It can't be worse than last summer. I know I had a ton of pictures pop up in the last week from, your phone does that. And I was tan in all of them. It's definitely warmer than it has been.
Right. That's so funny.
I have no tan at all right now. That's not out of a container. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not mad at it though. I kind of appreciate the 60s now. I hate to say that because it was so bad last summer.
Yeah, I know. I lost a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We got to hang on to those trees this year. Stay tuned for Mojave Max. Also, okay, I was thinking, we're in that funky part of the year where there's a bunch of sports that are overlapping, which is probably all the time, but I don't know. It sounded.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Just to go with it. So we have like basketball going on, we have baseball and hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started thinking like, what kind of guy do you gravitate toward? Because sometimes girls are like, oh, they're totally into basketball players or they're all about football players. But, if you had a guy and he was, big into a certain sport playing, which one what's your type?
Football, NFL for sure, because I can talk fantasy football and I can follow the games. And outside of that, it's just not that interesting. Baseball should be called snorball, but those guys are hot in their pants.
Yeah, those are definitely some of the better uniforms for sure.
What about you?
I'm a baseball girl. I wouldn't say that they have the best personalities that I've ever experienced. But in terms of like the physique and and just the style of game, I would go for. And then probably my runner up would be, I don't know, I guess football.
I would go football, basketball for sure.
Okay.
Because usually it's a tall gentleman playing basketball or into basketball like they played in high school.
Yeah. But the hockey guys are pretty tall. I mean, most of them are
they are
6'1".
Right, but then you realize when you like commit to that season, you're talking about like 150 games. Whatever it is, it's 50 or 100 more than it should be.
That's true. Yeah, football at least. Yeah, you have a much smaller commitment time frame.
24 something.
Yeah. On to vacation after that.
It's less than that. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some pop culture. I have to bring this up. It is old news. It's a few weeks old, but it cannot leave my mind. So you probably saw Big Brother in the UK. They have Mickey Rourke is on it and JoJo Siwa, who you're probably familiar with. I think that they're two biggest names that were in the Big Brother house. And you remember Mickey Rourke from 9.5 Weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, he, in my opinion, I thought he was a total smoke show and just
that movie
super sexy. Yeah. What has happened to that man? I do not know. He looks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. I would be scared to death if I saw this man coming down the street.
No doubt. Like the Phantom of the Opera, right? Literally.
Yeah, seriously.
So did he stay in the whole time?
So he got kicked out first. He made some really rude anti-gay
Oh.
comments to JoJo Siwa. And then he even had the nerve to say, 4 days in this house with me and I'll turn you straight or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's why he's on a UK show, right? Instead of a.
Right.
I haven't seen him in
Yeah.
a movie since The Wrestler, I think.
Right. Yeah. I did hear he did his looks are a result of some boxing injuries, but I mean, look at Mike Tyson and look like that. That man. All right, moving on. Okay, have you seen Liz Hurley and
Yes.
Billy Ray? Can you
Yes.
explain that to me?
I
Explain
mean,
that
they
one.
said I read that she reached out to him. I mean, I maybe the conversation was something like, "Do we go to the same hairdresser?" or
Can we get a 2-for-1 at Supercut?
I, I don't know. I don't know if that's good for him or bad for her. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I know, weird.
Although I would love to see Miley Cyrus in concert. You know, she doesn't tour, which makes her even more, elusive.
I didn't know that.
She did a Journey remake, and it was the best thing, one of the best things I've ever heard. She took it off her Instagram.
Wow.
So she keeps that pretty, maybe she'll come. Kate Hudson will inspire her, right? Because Kate Hudson came out of nowhere, touring albums, whatever. But yeah, it's just weird. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never say never.
I mean, they're
Gosh.
both kind of hot, but she's gorgeous. But it's just weird.
Yeah, I find it weird. Well, we'll see how long that one lasts. I did hear that Paris Hilton, her book is going to become a series on one of the streaming. That should be really cool.
I mean, I gotta hand it to her. Whoever gets her gigs is like doing overtime since like the late '90s, right?
Yeah.
She has not stopped working. In what I imagine, it would appear in my guess that she was probably cut off at some time, right? So she had,
Yeah.
because I think one of the shows I watched said she started DJing because whatever she was doing was no longer paying for, like, it changed, the game changed. So she had to start DJing to make money, so.
Makes sense. Yeah. Have you
But,
heard
I
anything?
mean, I saw her all over Coachella and Stagecoach, and that's just, she's like overexposed to some degree.
Did she perform there?
She performed at Stagecoach.
Okay. Cool. And I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure we'll hear more about it, but who they plan on putting in this series to play her and all the family. It'll be kind of fun. Oh my gosh.
See.
What did you think of all the ladies that went to space? The Lauren Sanchez. Well,
I didn't give two craps about it. By the time I woke up that day, they'd already landed back on Earth. But then I saw everyone has an opinion about it, so it's almost like people are just jumping on the bandwagon and giving them a hard time.
Yeah. What would you wear if you had to?
I mean,
design
I would
your own
do it
space
like
outfit?
they did. It would be a tight jumpsuit, like I mean, they looked phenomenal. I think they probably had their makeup done. And I was thinking to myself, don't they have to figure all that extra stuff into the weight before they launch? Because I think, who did I see? Someone had full jewelry on. I was like, this is weird.
Oh wow, really? That's
Like the
so
hairspray, the eyelashes, I would think all of that would be down to the ounce when you're taking off. And
right. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if your eyelashes way down when you're.
in my mind, your nipple covers are counted for when you're taking off, unless it's just not that regulated.
And those suits that they had on, they definitely need nipple covers for sure, unless they were built in.
Lauren Sanchez for sure had her makeup done. There's no way Katy Perry didn't either.
Of course. Of course. I mean, that was like the biggest media event, of the moment. Of course, they had everything
What a
done.
gamble they took too. You know how explosions they've had from that company?
Yeah. Crazy. I saw this on TMZ. It's the first ever great sperm race. It's these guys, they donate their sperm and then it's, they put it into some little, what looks like sort of a racetrack and they watch on camera and they see, it speeds ahead and ends up to the finish line.
I see that making a lot of money.
I mean,
and think about the bragging rights a guy would have.
Yeah, that might end up in like Vegas Sportsbook. I don't know.
For sure. We're going to have to talk about that next time, what's happening in Vegas.
Oh, and they interviewed the kid that won, that his sperm won, and they asked him what he did to prepare and train. And so he was just saying he ate a lot of zinc Real like fruits and vegetables. It was just, I thought the zinc part was interesting though. It was kind of
How
funny.
old was he?
Oh, in his like early 20s. Yeah.
Well, they should definitely have age groups for that kind of
Oh my
cheating.
gosh, for sure. All right, let's get into some TV because we have a lot of catching up to do here. Our reality TV. I put Love Hotel at the top of the list. I just watched it, first episode. Did you see?
I did watch it.
And
I was not impressed. I mean, I think that they were more candid, the women, right? But I can't not watch that, thinking to my mind when when they finished filming that host went on social media and posted all those negative things about Shannon.
What do you say?
That she was mean to production, she was mean to him, she was mean to everyone on set, she was late all the time. It was scathing. It was like a page long, and then he was forced to not only apologize, but he had to take it down.
Wow. Who is that guy? I don't recognize him.
I don't either, but I can't not see that now, and I can't.
Well, that's not the first time we've heard that about her.
No. And then you know that this was filmed last summer, right? Like it was like right after we left Cabo, and Giselle and Ashley we're both back dating the guys they were set up with on their Real Housewives of Potomac. So you know that 2 of the 4 don't work out.
Right. Interesting. Huh. All right. Well, I'm still interested. I'm going to keep watching.
Me too, but
we're kind of low on our reality.
And keep in mind that I take notes when Luann's on.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get her. She's got to have her own show. It's called ABC. Always Be Closing with Countess.
Yes.
Always Be Closing.
I can see it. I know.
And all the boys loved her too. I was like, wow.
Right. Now, the guys that are on there right now in the first episode, that's it? Or are they going to add more?
They got to add more. I would think they'd add more.
It feels like I saw that there were more, but okay. Well, we'll keep monitoring that one. All right, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ooh, okay, Portia and her birthday trip. This is pretty juicy.
It's so entertaining. It just keeps getting better. I mean, I can't believe we're gonna fold Phaedra in the future still.
Yeah.
It's believable. I understand both sides of the Drew situation. They have quite an age range on the ladies.
Yes.
They still get glam.
Now, what do you think about, so what's her name? The one that's married to the former basketball player, the one that invited Drew on the trip.
I'm not at their names yet.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. I want to call her Angela for some reason.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But I really liked her in so many ways. She seems so level-headed. She's obviously, one of the more mature women on the cast. But she just started coming off real messy and goofy.
I mean, I don't think any of them ever seem level-headed, but I'm reminded by how much I love Cynthia Bailey. Some of the stuff she says, she can say it so eloquently and just call people out on their shit at the same time, and it's so funny.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of bringing her in as a friend, and she's had all of these years of experience. So
practice, yeah.
I mean, she can do no wrong because she doesn't really have any beef with anybody, and she just kind of like swoops in and says the right thing at the right time and swoops out.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, and they're crazy. They party. Yikes! I mean, oof, I was exhausted watching.
I mean, I can't do a whiskey. I can't even look at whiskey, let alone Hennessy or drink Hennessy. And it looked like they were drinking all day too.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
There must be IVs that happen behind the scenes
they must. A lot of IVs. Yeah. Summer House. Okay, are you up on Summer House?
Yes. It's just kind of more of the same thing with Paige, the whole Paige thing, watching that with Craig is painful. And then Jesse, I mean, I kind of saw Jesse's side, like they did. One person said an opinion and then it just spiraled. And the stuff that the 2 of them have been saying online about each other's a disaster. She said that he was cheating on her the whole time. I read that once they stopped, once they went to the premiere in February, I think it was, that was the last time they talked. And it's almost like there's a complete couple mismatch. Like I like Jesse and Sierra. I like that.
Yeah. They seem cute. I don't know why Sierra keeps getting entangled with all these guys, and it's like she just seems way too good for all of them.
I have a reason for that. I think when you see like the fringes of it, and you'll occasionally see some of them say it, like they're given a hard time for being on TV. It makes more sense to date someone else in reality TV because nobody really understands what you're going through. but that person.
Oh yeah. No, I mean from a business standpoint it makes sense because then you both elevate each other in your exposure and you grow your platforms and your fans. So from a strategic business standpoint it makes a lot of sense. She seems like she genuinely gets hurt.
Yeah.
And that's hard to watch.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And then Carl's just, where they call him the Mr. Rogers of Summer House. But you see that those boys go out with Andy all the time.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, they were just out west, and Carl and Kyle were all drinking with Andy. I'm like, pays to be in New York City.
right. I see they have not received your memo about the crochet tops.
No, they're doubling down.
So just
I think they actually started
hardcore.
wearing crochet shoes with them. No, sir.
Boy,
Can't do it.
Where's the gavel when we need it?
Denied bail. Back to jail.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The Valley. All right. So The Valley has finally premiered. What are we? This is gonna be episode 3 this week. What is your your overall impression of these last 2 episodes and where we're at?
I thought they just came out of the gate and it was amazing. I thought I really had low expectations considering what they did with Vanderpump, right? Like that last season was painful. You went into that first episode of the last season of Vanderpump thinking this is going to be great TV, and it was awful. Like after the whole scandal thing. And I think that, Ariana contributed to that, not wanting to really film.
Mhm.
And they just started off the whole Janet thing, the whole Janet Kirsten thing, and then Jack yelling at poor Brittany, which has happened all the time. And I had a theory, and I was going to say it, discuss it on here, and it was affirmed. My theory was that Jax pays for the house because it makes no sense that Brittany just upped and moved out unless he pays for the house, and she knows he could say this is my house, even though she said she put money down in the last episode. He did confirm he pays the mortgage. Because why on earth would he not move out?
Right. And he made a point in at least the last episode, to say my house,
Yes.
repeatedly. Yep. And I took
because
note
she's
of
not
that.
even trying to fight for it at all.
But I do remember from Vanderpump that she did say that the two of them bought the house together. Like they were 50-50. Maybe she put 50% down,
I
but
think
he
that
may
Ariana and
still
Tom are
pay the mortgage.
still on that paper of that house. So we'll see where that's going to go.
Right. Yeah. What do you think about? I got to get your take on Jesse Lally. I think he's an interesting character.
I mean, I think he reminds me, he went to college here. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
He's from Vegas. He reminds me of the college guys, you guys. Like, to me, he does.
No wonder I feel like a strange connection.
He just controls that narrative with what he tells her, and it's just gross. His poor ex-wife. I feel bad for her. If he doesn't recognize his behavior on TV.
Yeah, he's funny. Sometimes I really like him, and then I'm just then appalled by him.
He's kind of reasonable when he's in the group with the guys. He's more of the voice of reason, and then he just turns around and just picks a fight with her for no reason.
Yeah, he's very polarizing, but I think he just, he knows how to manipulate people, and he knows how to manipulate the people that he's, closest to, i.e. the ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife. And going back to Brittany and Jax, I love the whole iPad thing where she sent the picture, or she sent them probably from her phone, but they appeared onto the iPad because it's connected. I'm totally like, she didn't give a fuck. She's like, you don't think she doesn't know her messages were connected to that iPad and that Jax would see it? Of course. I mean, gives a fuck. Love it. And then, oh my gosh, and then with the girl, I mean, especially when she comes into the house and then there's the G-string on the kitchen or on the bathroom counter with a baby wipe. I mean, and then the lipstick on the cup in the refrigerator. Of course she's going to go and, fuck his buddy and make sure the pictures pop up on the iPad. I mean,
she's had a lot of years of suffering.
You go, girl. I mean,
a lot. I feel bad.
Done more.
Yeah. Right? But I mean, she's from Kentucky, right? She probably sleeps with a bat hunter.
She should. Yeah. But I feel like the cast is really, I mean, it's delivering, and there's so many crossovers of, this person having a beef with that. I mean, there's a lot of wires that are crossed and entangled, and I think it's going to get juicy
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to see, I hope that they don't drag this out housewife style and let the girls, let's see them dating. Let's see them doing something other
Yeah.
than fighting with the exes. I mean, you know, we gotta see some other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whew, okay, that's a good one. And I did see
Yeah, it's entertaining.
the preview for the new Next Gen NYC.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one with kids of reality, Bravo reality stars that are shacked up, I guess, in New York, trying to make their way, make a name for themselves. Starts in June, so we'll tune in and check it out.
There's nothing else to watch. It doesn't look impressive to me.
Yeah.
So I don't
who's
need
on
many Meredith Marks. I don't need that in my life.
I don't know who the other was. It's Teresa Giudice's daughter, the Marks kid. I don't know who else.
Candy's daughter.
Oh, Candy's
Kim's
daughter.
His daughter.
Oh, Zolciak's right. And then there's like one or two others.
Yeah. There's
all
gonna be
right.
nothing else to watch. So I'm gonna be forced to watch it.
We will. We're gonna be forced.
But
on
I
that
will
one.
tell you what, I have two good ones for you that I watched. Hacks started again, and you know that show
Mhm.
just wins all the awards. But they did a Vegas episode, and it was so well done. And they came to Vegas and they filmed at the Fontainebleau, and I just thought it was such a nice tribute to Vegas. Not only did they not use a backdrop, but they actually filmed on location, and they did such a good job. I was impressed. I was like, thank you, Max and Showtime for doing a good
Yeah.
job.
I agree. Yeah, love that show too, and I was really happy to see that episode. I thought it was so nice that they, you know, brought the cast back to the origins of the show starting in
Me
Vegas.
too.
And it was, yeah, a fun tribute and good for Fontainebleau. I mean, they need that positive, you know, PR.
I mean,
Sometimes they get a bad rap.
Deborah's show set looks like the logo on the podcast.
Right.
It's like identical. So cute. But then I had one more show that I was really surprised, and I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but there's a show on Apple TV called Lovers and or Friends and Neighbors. It's with John Hamm, and I've never been a John Hamm fan, and now I'm like, who is this gentleman? It's so well done, and I'm finding myself like, he's just, I don't know, it's so well done. The show, he's like, you know, a banker, loses his job, so he starts inadvertently robbing his neighbors.
Yes, I did see something on this, so it's good.
I think it's very well done.
Is this one where they roll it out week by week, or do they give you all the episodes?
Week by week. I mean, they learned from, you know, some of their other shows.
Yeah, like
and
White
it's
Lotus.
just
Yeah.
it's just really entertaining.
Okay. Yeah, I want to check that one out. I did see a preview on that. That does look
Never
really
watched
good.
Mad Men. Never been a John Hamm fan. And here I am thinking, oh, he's doing a good job.
I liked him in Top Gun.
I don't even really remember him in Top Gun. But I do want to put a prediction on record based on, you know, in combination with the other show that just premiered, The Last of Us, and I don't think you watched that show, do you?
Yeah.
They went Game of Thrones style, and they killed the guy. The leading guy, which you know, nobody watched Game of Thrones until Ned Stark was killed, right? It's a fact. You were like, this is the show, this is the main character, they just killed the main character. So in combination with shows doing that, I don't think that June is gonna make it out alive of The Handmaid's Tale. I'm gonna put that on record.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the only thing that fits it coming full circle almost, right?
Okay. I never got into that one, but I know who you're talking about. So back to The Last of Us, you're talking about the Pedro Pascal character?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I heard there was an upset on that, so that's what it was. Okay. Interesting. And then are you watching the show You?
Yes.
Okay, tell me how that is.
I don't know, I love a show with a narration, and I love Penn Badgley's voice. The show is sometimes interesting, sometimes super cheesy, but once you're committed to it, you got to watch it all the way through. I don't think the last couple of seasons have been good. I watched the end of it and was not impressed.
Okay. I wanted to bring up the Karen Reed case.
Yes.
Because so she's the woman that is being tried for possibly killing her boyfriend in the snow, backing up the car. He's a police officer in Boston, and there's, you know, allegedly a whole cover-up on it. It was declared a mistrial, so she's now on retrial, and there's a great several-part series on one of the streamers. I can't remember which. And I watched very intently, and I've caught on other podcasts that I listen to, kind of quote unquote, you know, kind of experts, people who like actually do podcasts on true crime. that really study this stuff talk about the case again. And I have something that, I mean, I feel like no one is caught on to this. I don't know if I'll get to the second point, but my biggest issue, if you recall, so she takes off in the car that night, right? He dies mysteriously. Nobody quite knows to this day on the front lawn of that house. Karen Reed takes off. She goes back to his house, John's house, the boyfriend, and I think she sleeps on the sofa or something. She's pissed. It's, middle of the night. She's wasted. She's clearly all these people were very intoxicated. She sleeps. She gets up at somewhere around 5 in the morning, and calls the woman that is the sister-in-law her sister-in-law owns the house that John died in. She calls her, who's kind of Jen, I think her name is kind of her buddy. She calls Jen at 5 in the morning. Jen answers, and then they wrangle another woman who was involved that night around the same time frame, and they are all up and about at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, caravanning, to the house or to try to find him. All of my years of going out and drinking and, being pissed off at a man, I have never called or have been called by somebody and picked up the phone at 5 in the morning. I find this so suspicious in real life, unless people are they're not really asleep because something has gone down. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. What do you think? What are they alluding to? I wouldn't pick up the phone.
Because it's all, what happened at that house is still, something happened to that man between being inside there and leaving, and he walked out, or no, well, maybe we didn't walk out. We don't know, but he exited the house somehow. So people in there claim to they don't know, they never saw him, blah blah blah. The dog scratches, all this crazy nonsense. His cause of death, he had a massive head fracture. I mean, could he have fallen and slipped on the snow for a head fracture? I don't know. But all those people in that house, they're all suspect. And if you were involved in some kind of a crime, I mean, you would be on edge. I mean, from 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, they were all up because all the cell phone activity.
It's a good point, but I mean, and I watched the first trial, and they were all terrible when they testified. That Jen girl, and then the officer that was suspended, where he was texting all this stuff about Karen Reed. But her attorney brought up Occam's razor, which is the simplest explanation is true. The simplest explanation is that she just recently disclosed this. I saw it on 2020. She turned her music on super loud. They have her on film having 8 or 9 drinks. The simplest
reason
is that
Karen
is that she backed up into him, and the reason for that is she was hammered, had her music on in that big car. She knows the car weighs 5,000 pounds, and then on top of it, they're like, if there's that many people that were in the house and saw whatever happened, they're like, one of them is going to talk, and nobody's talked. There's no way that you can have all those people keep a secret. Impossible for one of them not to have disclosed something to someone that's gotten out. It's more likely that she did it now than there's a conspiracy to cover up that involves 20 people.
But you saw there was that ring camera footage of her that before going to the bar. Oh no, sorry. That morning of that early morning when she's pulling out, she backs into his car and it visibly moves, and it's on the same side, on the passenger side. So there's that evidence.
But there were lights in the snow, pieces of her light in the snow.
But then they're saying that when it was parked in the police, whatever they call it, this station, that they tampered with it, took, the light off there, and then put pieces of it in the snow as part of the cover-up.
It just doesn't make sense that he would go into the house and get in a fight with people, and their logical next step would be to put him in the front yard. It doesn't make sense.
What about the fact that these are all people of, most of them, almost all of them are related or very close friends and in law enforcement? I mean, it's not like, okay, you got, a CPA and people are just acquainted. I mean, that's a very tight-knit culture.
One of them, you can't count on all of them to keep the same secret. Even OJ told his lawyer he did it. It's like the odds are exponential that all of them would keep the same secret.
Yeah.
And I'm a
interesting.
Karen Reed fan. It's just not logical, the reverse of what they're implying. For her to be so adamant when they show her when it first happened, I did this. I think I hit him. Says to me, she heard a thud.
But I mean, I could also see that you think that happened. You've been drinking, and then you're like, oh my God, could I have hit him? Is that something that could have happened?
All they have to do is realize that he went out that night and had a jacket on, and the jacket was in her car, and he went back to grab the jacket out of his car, and that's when she hit him. Nobody's pointed out simple things that would make it more logical that she.
And here's my other big thing is someone's dead. All of the police are showing up. This ambulance, all these responders, blah blah blah. There's an investigation going on the front lawn of this house, and they don't go to the front door and ring the doorbell. I mean,
that.
if someone's bike gets stolen, someone's coming to my house asking for video camera footage, and you're telling me if there's a dead person on my front lawn, no one's coming up and ringing my doorbell? I mean, what? In what world is that? So
I mean, all they have to do is she's like a small person. If you count the number of drinks she had, and have someone testify at what level you black out, it just makes more sense. That she hit him.
Could be. Well, it'll be interesting to see how this next trial plays out.
Yeah, I've been Googling the results every day because I don't know if it's on court TV or not, but I'm trying to keep up because they think it's only going to go 8 weeks, which would be shorter than the last time.
Interesting. Like to be on that jury. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, so we're rolling into May here, and we've got some fun kind of holidays coming up. I did want to just make a little quick note. Elaine Wynn, she had passed away a few weeks ago, and she was quite the Vegas pioneer along with her husband, Steve Wynn, but she was very prominent in the community and really was fantastic about giving back. I know over the years that I've been here, I've seen different charities that she's been involved in, was always really good about supporting the community, giving back, and just she made quite a mark on Las Vegas and was a big contributor. So just wanted to give a little shout out to her. And then we had the opportunity to check out the patio at the end, which is a new little eating area that they have. What did you think of it?
I mean, I think it's super cute, and we had a good margarita. It's just probably going to be a little hot during the summer. I mean, it was cute.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be fun if they were showing something that we wanted to watch, or it's cute. What'd you think?
Yeah, same. I did appreciate the fire pits and the high-low seating that they provided. It's a nice sized bar, and I can see hopefully they keep it intact, into the fall and even in the winter where you can be bundled up, but yet sit by the little fire pit, and they do.
Because it's never really that cold.
Yeah, and they do like a cute winter menu. I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't activate that. So yeah, I thought it was cute. And then I wanted to give a shout out to UNLV football. So we had a record 6 players going to the NFL. It's the first time in 15 years that we've had a player go to the NFL. So that's a really huge accomplishment for the program and exciting for next year. And then we're going to plan to check out some Cinco de Mayo and maybe some Kentucky Derby events. Remind us, what did you do last year for Kentucky Derby?
I don't think I did anything fun. I forget.
No. But you did South Point one year, right? You checked that out?
No, I haven't done that yet. But they do have a free event, which is kind of fun that you could go in, not feel obligated to stay if you didn't want to.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things going on. So we're going to check out 1 or 2 of those and report back. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us. Don't forget to follow us. We're on Instagram, Twitter. No, we're not on Twitter. Sorry. I'm delirious. Instagram and TikTok. And that lemonade. But yeah, I'm still figuring that one out. Yeah, please follow us.
Give us a like, subscribe, give us a comment. We want to hear what you're doing. We want to hear what you're watching. We want to know your opinion on Karen Reed and her beautiful curls going to jail.
Yeah. All right. Until next time, don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Bye, guys.